Wow. Niners beat the Seahawks. A 3-week stretch. They beat the Seahawks on Thanksgiving. They go into Philly and kick the crud out of the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they come back and they bookend it against the 10-day rested Seattle Seahawks, and they beat them again yesterday. Yeah! And I know it was with a backup quarterback, and I know that their best player, Witherspoon, had exited that game. I mean, there's a lot that's baked into it, but they won. And they're now on another 5-game winning streak.
All of their rivals, they have smoked this year. If you even want to call them rivals anymore, I don't think anyone's on the Niners level, but the historical rivals with the Cowboys owned them. The Seahawks last decade owned them, and by the way, they owned Philly last week.
Totally. And Philly loses yesterday to the Dallas Cowboys, and so thank you, Dallas. We needed that. And I'm just looking at it this way, like Friday night, Warriors lose. I was feeling kind of low after that. It's a tough loss. Their season's not over, but that was just a tough loss to swallow. And then obviously Ohtani goes to the Dodgers, so that's a big, big deal in the world of sports. I needed my Niners to come through. And my big takeaway today, and I just want to say to the Bay Area, enjoy this Niners team. Enjoy this season. This has been incredible. Brandon Ayuk surpasses 1,000 yards for the second straight year. And you look up, and I want to get into Brock Purdy just for a second here. You look up, and Brock is having a monster year, but he's spreading the ball around. Brandon Ayuk is 9th in the NFL in overall yards as a receiver. George Kittle, 23rd. Deebo Samuel, 30th. They're on pace to have 3 1,000-yard receivers. 3! On what I believe to be a run-first team.
Oh, my God.
3! I don't know if the Niners have ever done that. I could be wrong, but I don't know if they've done that. And then I look up, Brock Purdy, number 1 in completion percentage, number 2 in yards in the NFL, number 2 in touchdowns, tied with Josh Allen, only 7 interceptions, and leads the NFL in yards per attempt at 9.9. His QBR, number 1 in the league. And his quarterback rating, number 1 in the league. Now, I don't know what you believe in terms of those data metrics, but, like, what more do you need to see? They had 12 explosive plays yesterday. 12. And I didn't even think he had a great game by his standards. He missed a couple underneath. He had a couple of throws. But he hit the big bomb to Deebo. A beautiful throw to Brandon Ayuk. A beautiful throw to George Kittle for a touchdown. The guy wins. And he spreads the ball around. This is their time. Niner fans, I want to share this moment with you. Niners win. They beat Seattle. They're number 1 at the top of the NFC. I'm feeling great yesterday, and I didn't even think they played their best game. You look up Nick Bosa, I felt like they couldn't get enough pressure on Drew Lock, but yet guys almost going to have double-digit sacks again. Fred Warner, another interception. The 2 big injuries, Hargrave and Charvarius Ward, we will get, updates today on them. 888-957-9570. Let's go to Ray in San Ramon. I want to talk to Niner fans today. How you feeling? Thank God for the Niners yesterday, huh? What a win.
Hey, what's up, Chad? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, just a couple things. So I'm not even a Niner fan. Like, I don't even watch football, to be completely honest with you. But my stepdad's a huge Niner fan. But I just want to say to the caller a little while ago said that there's like a specialness to this team. I think that he's onto something because I don't even watch football, and they got me watching football. So big ups to the Niners. Couple things. I think Lenore should not have gotten booted. I think that was a little weak. And
I agree.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's their second string quarterback, but he did. Maybe that's why. But he totally just left DK out there. Like, they didn't even go back to him. So I think that was a mistake on their part. But, just saying, like, you guys got a good team, like, so good that I'm watching it. So you guys are on to something special. And, so that's all I want to say.
This team's loaded. Like, their time is right now. And you got to go in and cash it. Like, there's a long way. We got a long rest of the way. Stuff can happen. Remember last year? We were feeling good. Next thing you know, you're on to your 3rd quarterback. And thank God. In a weird way, thank God that happened because we would have never been able to find Brock Purdy. This has been one of the most incredible sports stories of all time. Now, I don't know where it ranks in terms of like full rookie years or first years entering a team. It's as good as it gets. This guy's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the team just keeps winning. And it was a great win yesterday against a Seattle team that, to me, got away from throwing to DK Metcalf, couldn't really establish a run, even though Charbonnet had some really physical, good runs. Kenneth Walker had a really nice, almost like a punt return play where he changed fields multiple times, made guys miss. But you look up and the Niners could have had 5 interceptions yesterday, it felt like. 5!
I mean, you're pairing the lead, Shasky. You also had another fight happen. Let's go.
Dude, DK Metcalf. What, like on the real, before we go out to the lines again, 888-957-9570. And this segment is sponsored by Golden State Lumber. Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. Honest to God, DK Metcalf, excellent player. What's his deal? What was it? That was weak.
Well, this is him talking after the game.
You want to call it frustration? Yeah, it was frustration, but from my side, he hit me in the back of the head, so I just retaliated from that.
You believe he still had the ball when you tackled him the first time, right?
I'm sorry.
You thought he still had the ball when you tackled him the first time?
Yeah.
Before he lateral did? Yeah. And that's why you threw him to the ground, and then he retaliated. In your mind, he retaliated. He hit you first after you threw him down.
I'm sorry. What are you asking?
I'm asking. In your mind, that wasn't an illegal hit because you thought he had the ball.
In my mind, when I see a pick, I turn into a defensive player.
Right.
I mean, defensive players don't get mad when they tackle me and suplex me like that. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was making a tackle for my team.
Shout out Kurt Angle and suplexes. And here's Fred Warner on the special.
Shout out Drake Greenlaw and suplexes.
That's true. Big Dom. Big Dom even got a reference on the broadcast yesterday. We can't escape him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I told him he tackles really well, and then for some reason he didn't like that, and I guess what happened, and it's unfortunate, man. You got to learn to keep his composure, but happy we came out with the dub.
He tackles really well. You're great tackling wide receiver. I mean, that is hilarious.
So disrespectful.
Dude, it's football, so I expect a level of chippiness and, stuff, but it's like, DK, you have a habit of what I call like crossing the line type stuff. And look, the Niners, I thought there was a couple sucker punches, right? Like straight up, but all in all, just don't put yourself in a position to be suspended or fined. That's all I care about when it comes to the Niners.
Absolutely. And it feels like, I made a reference this morning on the pregame show. You feel like when you lose in the Halo or Call of Duty, you throw your controller. That's Deebo Samuel, but in real life and in a game, and he wants to throw his helmet or anything like that.
You're talking about DK.
DK, sorry. Is that
yes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man.
He really is. I mean, you know who's unbelievable, though? I mean, we're going to get to Brock Purdy because Trent Williams said something about Brock Purdy that I 100% agree with. Christian McCaffrey has almost 1,200 yards running this year. Almost 1,200 yards running. We're looking at one of the great running seasons of all time for a 49er running back. Now, I know that he's more than just a running back. I mean, he's an absolute elite playmaker and just a player. He's just an elite stud. He is 300 yards ahead of anyone else in the NFL, give or take. Second in touchdowns. Only Raheem Mostert. I know Raheem Mostert has more touchdowns than him right now. It's CMC's having a banner year. Again, they got 3 guys going to go for 1,000 yards. It's just unbelievable.